Hi guys, this is Vineet, and in today's video we will discuss about how you can create unique indexes in SQL Server. Before we proceed ahead, I would request you guys to please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Subscribing gives us huge motivation to create new videos for you and for other SQL professionals. So I would urge you guys to please subscribe to this channel. Also, if you see the current subscriber count in the left screenshot, currently I have 323 subscriber with around 132 videos present on my channel. I want this subscriber count to reach somewhere around 500. And also, if you see on the right hand side, out of 100 people watching my videos, only 4% of them are subscribing to our channel. So how you can subscribe to this channel is there's a subscribe button below this video, maybe just below this arrow. So you need to click on that subscribe button. After you click on the subscribe button, you will get a bell icon. Click on that bell icon and select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. An example animation is given on the right hand side, which you can follow to see how to click on the subscribe button and then click on the like button to get notified regarding all my notifications. And there are some points to remember. Please watch this video till the end to gain better clarity of the concept, and if possible for you, please watch this video twice. Perform any exercises in your lab or test environments only, and do not touch any production environment or any production databases. And we would like to know your thoughts regarding our videos, so please share your comments with us guys. We do like it. In case you need the PDF copy of the notes, so in case you need the PDF copy of the notes, you can download these notes from the below link, and by paying a nominal fee for the notes. And this link is included in the description, so you can check out the video description section area. Otherwise, you may directly type this particular link in browser to open it directly. If you need to copy the link, copy it from the video description area. Apart from that, we have some playlists to watch for you guys. You may start with the database design playlist, which consists of more than 35 videos. And we have a business continuity playlist as well, containing more than 45 videos, and I will include these links in the description. And also I have a channel page link which can be accessed from youtube.com/@SQLDocs by Vineet. So if you open this link in the browser, you will get to my channel page. From there you can subscribe as well. You will find a subscribe button on my channel. Click on that subscribe button. You will get a bell icon. Click bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. Apart from that, if you have any questions related to SQL Server, you may ask them so by paying a nominal fee of INR 500 for a single question at the link given below. I will also include this link in the description area of the video. And in case you need help with writing a profile for your resume, I'm available for consultation with an hourly charge of INR 1000, and you may avail this service from the below link. I will also include this link in the video description, so check out the video description. It will consist of so many links, basically the playlist links and the services links. Now let's come back to a topic, which is how to create unique indexes in SQL Server. So let me quickly go to notes, and let's select the pen pointer, and we will start going through the notes after that. So today's topic is how to create unique indexes in SQL Server. So what is basically a unique index? A unique index basically guarantees that the index key contains no duplicate values. So if a unique index is defined on any particular column, it basically ensures that that particular column does not contain any duplicate value. Or if an index is defined on that column, it basically guarantees that index key will not contain any duplicate values. And therefore every row in a table is in some way unique. There are no significant differences between creating a unique constraint and creating a unique index. So basically there is no difference at all whether you create a unique constraint on a table or whether you create a unique index on the table. that is independent of the constraint. So we'll show you both the things. Now data validation occurs in the same manner, and the query optimizer does not differentiate between the unique index created by a constraint or manually created. So whenever you create a unique constraint on a column, it automatically creates the unique index in the background. So as far as data validation experiences, if we consider, uh, both are the data validation process occurs in the same manner, and the query optimizer does not differ between the unique index created by a constraint or whether we have manually created that index. However, creating a unique constraint on the column makes the objective of index clear. When you create a unique index, you can set an option to ignore duplicate keys. So while creating a unique index on a particular column, you can set an option to ignore any already duplicate keys present inside the table. And if this option is set to yes and you attempt to create duplicate keys by adding data that affect multiple rows with the insert statement, the row containing a duplicate is not added. So basically, what's the use of that option? So while creating a unique index, if you set the option to ignore duplicate keys, so what that helps with is, if you are inserting a data into a table and that particular column on which the unique index is created, if we are inserting a data and data contains duplicate values for that particular unique index column, so insert operation will basically ignore that rows containing the duplicate entries. Otherwise, if that option is not to ignore the duplicate keys, the entire insert operation will fail and all the data is rolled back. So let's go through this definition again. When you create a unique index, you can set an option to ignore the duplicate keys, and if the ignore duplicate keys option is set to yes, and you attempt to create duplicate keys by adding data that affect multiple rows with the insert statement, the row containing the duplicate keys is not added and are simply ignored. And if this option is set to no, ignore duplicate keys is set to no, the entire insert operation will fail and all the data is rolled back. So yeah, this is basically a difference whether this option is turned off or turned on. Now, what are some of the benefits of unique indexes? So following are the benefits of the unique indexes. So multi-column unique indexes is one of the benefits, and if the unique indexes are created on multiple columns, it guarantees that each combination of values in the index key is unique. For example, if a unique index is created on a combination of last name, first name and middle name columns, no two rows in the table could have the same combination of values for these columns. Instead of a single column, we can create a unique index on a multiple column, a single unique index containing multiple columns. So for example, if we have a table containing the last name, first name and middle name columns, we can create a single unique index for these three columns combined, the last name, first name and middle name. So once we create this a single unique index on this three column, a single index, no two rows in the table could have the same combination of values for these particular columns. So combination will be different for all these three columns, and provided the data in each column is unique, you can create both unique cluster index. Now after creating the multi-column unique index, it is ensured that the data in each column will be unique. So if this is the scenario, you can also create both unique cluster index and multiple unique non-cluster index on the same table. And unique indexes ensures the data integrity of the defined columns, and unique indexes provide additional information helpful to the query optimizer that can produce more efficient query plans. So unique indexes are basically helpful in providing information to the query optimizer that basically produce the execution plans so that it can produce more efficient execution plans. If unique indexes are present on the table, it provides more information to the query optimizer. Now, implementation of unique indexes can be done in various ways. First way is to use the primary key or unique constraint. So basically, primary key constraint can be defined on a column or a unique constraint can be defined on a column. In both the cases, a unique index gets created. In the case of primary key, a unique clustered index gets created, and in the case of just a unique constraint, a unique non-clustered index gets created. When you create a primary key constraint, a unique cluster index. So guys, whenever you create a primary key or a unique constraint, in case of primary key, a unique clustered index gets created, whereas in the case of a unique constraint, a unique non-cluster index gets created. So when you create a primary key constraint, a unique clustered index on the column or columns is automatically created. If a cluster index is already not present in the table, does not already exist, and you do not specify the unique non-clustered index option, the primary key column cannot allow null values. Now when you create a unique constraint, a unique non-cluster index is created in contrast to the unique cluster index created in the case of primary key constraint. So in the case of unique constraint, a unique non-clustered index is created to enforce a unique constraint by default. You can specify a unique cluster index if a cluster index is not present on the table. Now we can also create an index independent of the constraint as well. Instead of specifying the primary key and unique constraint, we can simply just create a unique non-clustered index or unique cluster index on a single column or multiple columns, and multiple unique non-cluster indexes can be defined on the table. A unique cluster or non-cluster index can also be created on a view as well. So if the index is created on a view, views column, that view is known as the index view. To create an index view, a unique cluster index is defined on one or more view columns. Now let's talk about some of the limitations of the unique indexes. So below are the limitation of unique indexes. A unique index, a unique constraint or a primary key constraint cannot be created if a duplicate key value exists in the data. So if we are creating an index on a particular column, or if we are specifying a unique constraint or a primary key constraint on a column, if that column contains any duplicate key values, then we will not be able to create any unique index, a unique constraint or a primary key constraint on that particular column. A unique non-cluster index can contain included non-key columns. Now there are some demos I'm taking you through. The first demo is create a unique index by using a table designer is SQL Server Management Studio. So let's start SQL Server Management Studio. So SQL Server is open. Let's connect to it. So on the left hand side you will see Object Explorer. You need to expand the databases section. So after you expand the database section, you need to expand the database on which you want to create a unique index. For example, in our case, let's use a sample DB that consists of two tables, DBO employee and DBO students. Let's see what indexes they have. So we have a cluster index, we have a non-cluster index as well, and for other we have a non-cluster index as well. But if you talk about this is a unique, non-unique, non-cluster index. Alright, so what I will do, let me drop these indexes which are non-unique. Instead what we will do, we will create a unique index. Let me drop these indexes from both the tables. So let's delete another one as well. So right now these tables have only two cluster indexes, and each of them is defined on the one is defined on the employee ID column, another one is defined on the student ID column. So in our case, let's take the employee table to create a non-clustered unique index. So we will choose the employee name column because we have already an index defined on the cluster index defined on the employee ID column. So we will choose employee name column. So how to create an index? In order to create an index, you need to right click on the table you want to create unique index on, and you go into basically the design view. So what we are telling you is how you can create a unique index by using a table designer. So first you need to go to the table design view, and after that what you need to do, you need to go to the table designer menu and select the index keys options, and this is showing us the cluster index already created on table. We need to do add operation. So it has added another index, ix employees. We can change the name. So I can change the name to ix employees, maybe non-clustered, and then I can say I'm creating it on the employee name column, and this is the column we are creating index on, and it will not be a cluster index, so create as clustered is set to no. And after you add the index, on the right hand side in the so you select the new index in the left hand side, and after that you go to the main grid, which is this. Under the general section you can select type here. So type here is an index, so that should be the scenario, and columns can be selected from here. So in our case we are selecting employee name. So once you click on ellipsis, you will get this box so where you can select multiple columns, because non-cluster indexes can be created on multiple columns, so you can select multiple columns over here, and you can select up to 16 columns. So for optimal performance, it is suggested to select only one or two columns per index. For each column you select, indicate whether the index arranges the value of that column in ascending or descending order that you can select. After you finalize this setting, you can click on the OK button. When all columns for the index are selected, so in our case we are just using one column, which is employee name, and this table has only two columns. You click on OK. So we have already done that. We have not made any changes, so OK button is grayed out, so we are clicking on cancel button. Otherwise, if you select multiple columns, the OK button will get highlighted and you click on OK. Now in this grid under the general section, select is unique to yes. So if you have to create a unique index, you need to select this option to yes. And there are some optional settings as well. So in the main grid under the table designer, so let's go to the table designer section. There's an option to ignore duplicate keys. So this can be set to yes. We have discussed it purpose in our notes. So if it is set to yes, if you do any insert operation, if that data contains duplicate keys for this column in that insert data, those rows will be eliminated before inserting that data into the table. Otherwise, it's set to no. That entire insert operation will fail if the data contains any duplicate value for employee name column. So basically, we select yes option for ignore duplicate keys. Do this basically if you want to ignore attempts to add data, that would create a duplicate keys in the unique index. Otherwise, you can set it to no. We have already discussed its purpose. You can refer to this section in the notes. Ignore duplicate key section was there. This one, you can read this out to gain more clarity. Now let me go back to the box. So we have selected to ignore duplicate keys. So let me click close. So after that, you need to save the table. Once the table is saved, you will see that a unique non-cluster index is created. You can refresh the indexes section. So an index is created on the employee name column. It's a unique non-cluster index. So guys, we are done with practical 1, where we have shown you how you can create a unique non-cluster index by using the table designer in SQL Server Management Studio. Now let's go to another demo, which is creating a unique index by using the Object Explorer in SQL Server Management Studio. So here we will use Object Explorer instead of table designer. So let's see how to do that. So we have already done with the employees table, so let's use another table for this example. Let's use the student table. It contains the student name column, the name column for the student, and the student ID column. A cluster index is already created on the student ID column, so we'll create a non-cluster index on the name column. So we are in the Object Explorer. We need to expand the databases section, which is already expanded, and we need to expand the tables folder, which is already expanded. And in this case, what you need to do is you need to right click on the indexes folder under the table which you want to create the index. So right click on the indexes table and point to new index, and there's a non-cluster index option, so click there and it will open up a new index dialog box. And basically we are on the general page, and we can enter the name of the new index here. So non-cluster index is already mentioned over here, so let me type so it's created on the name column. I can mention it as student name, although the name of the column is name, but yeah, index name can be non-cluster index student name. After you type the index name, you can select the unique option if you want to create a unique index. So in our case, we are creating a unique non-cluster index, so we will select the unique option. Now we need to add the columns on which you want to create the index. So we are creating it on the name column, so select name column and click OK. And multiple column names can be added here. We can select it from the options here, so we can create a single unique index on multiple columns. So in our case, we are just creating it on one column, so we have selected one column. So after selecting all the options, you need to click OK to create an index. It will be a non-clustered unique index. So here you see in the brackets, it's a unique non-clustered index. It's created on the student name column or the name column. Now let me show you another way. Now what we will do, we are going through the third demo, which is to create a unique index using a Transact-SQL statement. So let's open up a new query against the AdventureWorks database. We will create a unique non-cluster index there. So let's try to locate the index. There's a table named let's try to locate that table. There's a table name with production.unit measure is the table name. So let's see whether that table is there. So production.unit measure, this is the table name where we will be creating an index. So if we expand this table and we expand the columns, there are two columns, name and modified date. We see a primary key created on the primary key name is unit measure code, and its created on some column, we can check that out. So we can check the properties of the primary key to see on which column it is created. Okay, let's ignore it for now. Let's see index. In indexes, we see a cluster index is created on the. So this is the column unit measure code. On this, the primary key is created. When we created this primary key, it created a clustered index. Index name is this pk underscore unit measure underscore unit measure code. So these are this table have three columns: unit measure code, name, and modified date. A primary key is already created on the first column, which has created a cluster index. Apart from that, we see there is a non-unique cluster index, which is defined on the name column. I think we can check that out under the properties on which column it is defined. So yeah, it's defined on the name column. So this name column also has this unique non-cluster index. So what we will do is we will create a code to check if this indexes exist. If this index exists, the code will drop this index, and after the code drop this index, it will recreate the index on this particular column. So let's start writing the code. You can write it along with me. So in order to check if particular item exists on a table, you can use the if exists statement. Here you can within the brackets you can write a select statement. So here I am selecting name from the sysindexes catalog view, system catalog view, and where the name is we are giving the name of the index which you want to search. So ak unit measure underscore name is the name of the index. We can take it from here. So what it will do, it will check whether this particular index exists or not. We can further define the filter criteria by using any additional options, additional clauses. We can use and we can give object ID, which is basically the name of the object on which this index is created. So we can use the object ID function here, and we can specify the name of the table. In our case, it's production dot unit measure measure. So here we are checking on two criteria. First is on the name of the index, and the second criteria is the table name should be production.unit measure, and the name of the index should be this. And if this particular object exists, what will it do? So this is a check basically, and in this object ID function, you need to specify the name of the object, and you need to specify whether it's a user object or system defined object. So user defined object can be indicated by u, and after you specify this statement will check whether the particular exists, and if it exists, what we need to do, we need to drop this index. So use the drop index statement, and we can take the name without quotes for this particular index and drop this index on which table. We need to drop it on the production.unit measure table. So you need to specify the on clause and give the name of the table. Now this statement will take care of, it will first check whether this index is present on that particular table, and if that index is present in that particular table, then it will drop that particular index from that table. And what we have to do after that, we need to create the index again. So we will use the create. In our case, we are creating a unique index, so we are specifying create unique index option, and it will by default create a non-cluster index because we are not specifying the clustered option. So we are again giving the same name, so we can copy that name out from here. So the index name is given, create unique index name. uh, these are the keywords, create unique index. Then you need to give the name of the index. Then where you are creating the index, we are creating it on production.unit measure table, and within brackets you need to specify the column. So we are creating it on the this particular column, name column. So yeah, that's it. So we can execute this statement in one go. So index was first dropped and it is now created again. We can refresh, the index should be there. Yeah, index is there. So I hope you got this code. You can review this code again and maybe watch the part where I was describing the code of this code a few minutes back. You can play through it again. And I hope you like this video. We have done all the 3 demos where we have shown you how to create unique indexes by using Table Designer, Object Explorer, and the Transact-SQL statement. And I hope you like this video. Today we have covered information about the unique indexes, their benefits, and how to implement them via the constraints, and how to implement them without the constraints. And we have discussed about the limitations of unique indexes. Apart from that, we have covered 3 demos. So I hope you liked this video. If you really like this video, please click on the like button, and do share this video with your friends. There's a share button as well. And apart from that, do please post your comments regarding this video, and also please subscribe to this channel. There's a subscribe button below this video. Click on that subscribe button. You will get a bell icon. Click on that bell icon and select all notifications to get notifications regarding my upcoming videos. Next video will be on the filtered indexes, so stay tuned. Get subscribed to the channel, and where we will cover the filter indexes, and that video will come out soon. There are more to come regarding the indexes. There will be multiple videos, so these videos should be watched in sequence. So a video is released every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so please keep an eye. Thank you so much for your time, and you have a nice day ahead.